want to see the yoga?
This is Bren's breakfast. He's having granola and yogurt and berries.
Yoink.
And I'm wearing Birkenstocks with tights, quite the look. And I'm having pancakes for breakfast. So I've just gone to take the bins out. I found a little surprise delivery on the doorstep. Hey Bert. Alfie would have been 10 months today, so I think it's a little present from a friend. Oh, thank you, darling. You look after us, don't you? You're a good boy. Stevie's found the flowers. So Bren's now having a surprise pain au chocolat as well. I'm so bad at the oven, I don't really know what the settings all are. We grew up with an Aga, which is like an oven that's just on all the time. So an Aga. So I don't really know how to like grill and fan oven and all of that. I look at the images like, is that fan? I think I did a video a little while ago about the pie chart of life, but a fair bit of time has passed, so I thought I would do another one and look at like how I fill my time, how I've filled that kind of eating disorder void. I think it's going to take 2 videos. I think I'll do one on like the kind of theory of the pie chart of life, which is a CBT-E concept, so that's the treatment I had, and then another one of like, I don't know, it in practice, like what it's kind of meant for me. So first of all I'm going to have breakfast because my pie chart can't run on restriction. I was going to have pancakes, but now I'm going to have a pastry from my lovely friend. I'd already cut some fruit for my pancakes, so I'll just have that. Oh, the banana's got a bit minging. Oh well, whatevs. Bram, you want orange juice? You gonna come up, Pops? No.
Savor the taste, savor the pain. I don't expect you to release me. Jumping the gun, holding my tongue.
So your pie chart of life is like everything that fills up your time, energy, headspace, thinking, I'm gonna take this up, like behaviours, actions, self-esteem, self-worth, just your life. And I'm gonna use like pen and paper to draw it out. Oh no, that's gonna be upside down. Wait. Right, I hope this is okay. It's a bit of an awkward angle, but I'll give it a go. So if we look at like an eating disorder pie chart of life compared to a healthy pie chart of life, then the eating disorder pie chart tends to be consumed with 95% food, body, weight and shape concern. Whereas a healthy pie chart of life has a lot more like diversity and variety and interests spread across different domains. And this is good because it's probably more in line with your values. Maybe a life you'd be more fond of if you look back on it like age 80, if you're so lucky. It's easier to share it with others. Whereas like an eating disorder pie chart tends to be pretty isolating when your head's completely consumed with food, body, weight and shape concerns. It's also more balanced. Like let's say you're good at a sport and you've got an injury, that's only going to knock out a small segment of a much bigger and more diverse pie. So you could still like go for a drink with your friends, hug your dog, have other hobbies to fall back on. Whereas in an eating disorder pie, if say exercise was a thing and you got an injury, that can wipe out like a big segment of your pie and you don't have much other life to fall back on. So yeah, there's like more variety in a healthy pie chart and like your eggs are spread across more baskets. Right, then in recovery, we want to try and like diversify your pie chart so that the eating disorder takes up less space and life moves in to fill its place. So my psychologist taught me there are 2 ways to do this. One is to nurture existing segments of your chart. So say relationships have suffered from your eating disorder, so they like take up a much smaller segment of your chart now. But you could nurture these, so like get in touch with old friends, see people more, and build that segment out. Or the other way is to build a new segment. So you could like pick up a hobby, pick up an instrument, learn a new language, do something you've never done before. I've started learning to play the piano. So it's not exactly to scale, but like that's building a new segment into my pie chart of life. And it's helping me to diversify. One thing I'm quite conscious of in recovery, I don't really know what to call it, but I'm just going to call it like shape-shifting eating disorder. It's like being careful that the expression of your eating disorder doesn't just change. So say like weight, body, shape and food are a big preoccupation. If you like let go of one eating disorder behaviour, say restriction, but then just replace it with another one, like exercise or healthy eating, you're not really diversifying your pie chart of life and turning it into like a balanced, healthy pie chart with things other than weight, body, shape and food concern. And the eating disorder hasn't gone down, it's kind of just morphed into another expression, and then life hasn't moved in to fill its place. So it's almost like your pie chart of life remains really imbalanced and still focused on weight, body, shape and food obsession. It just takes on a different expression. So it's something to think about, like when you're adding new segments in, so they're not food related or exercise related, body related, but they're new and varied and different, and yeah, more in line with your values. Look how beautiful the flowers are. There's Stevie. Okay. Oh, little lad. Oh no. Oh. Bren is playing his guitar upstairs. Hanging with my animals. So one thing about this pie chart of life, it can be tempting to think like, okay, I'm going to build my life up and keep my eating disorder. Like, honestly, you cannot do both, because as humans, we've only got like a finite energy, and the eating disorder is all consuming. Like, you cannot make friends and go and be completely present with them whilst half your brain is on your food and what you've eaten that day. And like, you won't be able to get interest in new hobbies or in starting a new instrument or learning a new language when so much of your brain is taken up with thoughts of food. Like, honestly, we're not superheroes. You cannot do an eating disorder and a full life. Like, that's nice.
All my life.
It's not that you're doing it wrong, it is just that you're a human. And like, even if you do manage to tick those boxes of life and keep your eating disorder, like, you're never really present in life. It's kind of just like going through the motions of living without actually enjoying it or being connected or being present. So yeah, the eating disorder has to go to make space for life to move in. And also, it's not like just one thing which is going to replace the eating disorder. Like, sometimes you can think like, oh, but if I had the right job, or if I had a partner, or if I had a good group of friends, then I'd recover. But it's not a straight like one-for-one swap. Like, part of the eating disorder problem is that one thing dominates and becomes your everything, and that happens like at the exclusion of other more varied things in life. So yeah, I don't think it can be like, if I had X, then I'd recover. It's like the eating disorder moves out, makes space for X to move in, and it's not just X, it's like XYZ that move in, so that you lose some of the eating disorder and then you're replacing it with like variety and balance and diversity in life. Bren is making us lunch. Can I have mayo and sweet chilli? Mm-hmm. Thank you. I'm just having another pastry for dessert. Bren's heading off to golf, and I'm gonna sit and do some puzzle. And I know we're gonna have like eaten different things today, we're gonna have done different things, and that's fine. Like, we've got different bodies, we're able to do that. And I don't need to stop and compare and be like, what's he eaten or what's he done? In the same way that I wouldn't be like, well, how many times has he gone to the toilet? Like, it's totally irrelevant to my body and my day and my life. Yeah, if you find yourself comparing like different bodies, different paths. Nearly burnt it. It'll be fine. Food doesn't have to be perfect. I can't remember what these are called, like chocolate twist or something. So I'm lighting a scented candle, even though Bren's going out, like it's just for me. When I was ill, I had such a restrictive mindset of like saving and hoarding everything. Now I'm like, what's the point? Like my stuff's there to be used and enjoyed. I've got a little Alfie candle from my sister-in-law, which I love. Alexa, play Churches.
This is Churches from Spotify.
I never ask you to forgive me, and you will never see my side, and I will always think I'm right, but I always regret the night.
So I found the pie chart of life to be like a really helpful visualization and a good exercise to do, but I also found it quite an overwhelming thing to do, because it can kind of highlight like how little you do have in your life, or like the things you do have, how detached you are from them. And I don't mean that to be harsh, like, no, eating disorders are not like fun, glamorous illnesses. They are lonely, isolating, and they restrict your whole world down. If you feel like that, you will not be alone. Like, that is what eating disorders are. And I think like being confronted with that can almost like make you want to just run back to your eating disorder, like, fuck, I can't cope with that. So I'd say, like, if you do feel like that, don't be put off because life's not immediately perfect. This is such a gradual thing to build your life up. It takes time, it takes patience. And like eating disorders generally have such an intolerance to discomfort. So yeah, like tolerate the discomfort. It will not be perfect immediately, if ever, but like honestly, I got so overwhelmed thinking about this, and like I'd look at Brendan and be like, oh my God, but you've got so many mates and you love your football and you play the guitar and you've got a job that you love and you're really interested in politics. I could see all these things about him, like his whole diverse pie chart of life, and it just freaked me out to see how like skewed mine was towards food and weight and stuff. But to be honest, like of course Bren had a fuller pie chart of life than I did. Like he hadn't spent the last 17 or however many years with his head buried in an eating disorder. I just looked at it and felt like I had none of that, and it was all just so uncertain. Like everything in recovery, you don't know what you're going to weigh, what you're going to look like, what you're going to eat, who you're going to be, what you're going to enjoy, what your pie chart of life is going to look like. Like it is an uncertain and overwhelming process, and as the eating disorder leaves, there's a void for life to fill. That's really uncomfortable, and it feels really exposing. Like, well, I haven't got my thing that I usually go to, but I haven't got stuff to fill its place. So like, what have I got? Everything's empty and like, ugh, uncomfortable and horrible. But you can tolerate it. Like, it's a gradual process. It's going to take time to build life up. This isn't an exam. You're not like being graded on it. It's not a race. It's just something you're going to be working on for the next however many years. And yeah, just think how many years your eating disorder filled up most of your pie chart. So it's going to take time to get the eating disorder out and to move life in. Alexa, play The Wailing Jennies.
Shuffling songs by the Wailing Jellies on Amazon Music.
Right, I'm sat outside with Beyonce and Bertie. Glass of wine, some crisps, and I'm editing the video. This is like one of my favourite things to do, favourite times of days. It's just like chilling. I normally like do some like writing or reading or editing. It's not even hugely exciting things that I fill my time with now, but I just enjoy like chilling so much more than I did. When I was ill, I felt like every second of my day had to be so planned and just so distracting from the constant thoughts of food. Like the purpose of time was just to distract and get through it until I was next allowed to eat. I started CBT-E treatment over 3.5 years ago now, so it's been a really gradual process to like move the eating disorder out and to move life in. To like enjoy my time is just the nicest feeling ever, and to not constantly think about food. Like I've actually just Googled it and we have 6,200 thoughts a day. Like how many of those thoughts for you are filled with food? Imagine it, of 6,200, like, I guess this video is kind of the theory of the CBT-E concept of the pie chart of life, and then I'll do another one with a bit more like, I don't know what it's looked like for me, like how I filled out my pie, how I fill my time, how I've cope with emotions, how I feel like I've become more me, if anyone's interested in that at all. But yeah, like whatever it is, I couldn't have done any of it if I'd have kept the eating disorder in place. So lots of love, and I'll hopefully post the follow-up video next week.